Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we are getting into this Vanidox hair care carbonic acid shampoo. And this right here, we notice is carbonic acid as well. I'm not too familiar with this right here, but I actually picked up this product because if any of you guys are familiar with a product called Simford, it's like Simford shampoo, Simford. It's a product that I've used before, and it actually is good for helping out your scalp if you guys are interested in it, but it's kind of expensive, that one. So what I did was I looked up, Googled what the ingredients were that was in that, and essentially it's a carbonic acid, which I remember before the time, but I haven't had that in a long time. And then after looking that up, I then went to Amazon and then I typed in carbonic acid shampoos, and I found this one, which seemed to have a lot of good reviews, and also a lot of people have purchased it, and it was half the price. Even for this 2-pack thing here, was half the price. So the price on this right here is $20 on Amazon currently at the time of the video is $27 for this double pack, and then like for single one is $23. So we're gonna rip into this at the moment, and I'm gonna get into a deeper dive on this in a second. Okay, so pretty much the way that this product works, based on my experience with Simford, is that, you can look that up, Google that Simford hair shampoo, and you'll get a whole breakdown of it. I'm just unboxing this now. I don't have experience using this, but I'm using it, but I'm bought this as alternative to that. That right there, what essentially does, and the breakdown of what this does, and I'm not too sure what this one does, so we're gonna kind of read through it in a moment. But one, the Simford was, and like when I compare with the Simford, let's just assume we're talking about this as well in that same manner, because like I said, I used the Simford before. You would use it, I think it's something about like every 3 days or like twice a week. And what it really does is clear out your pores on your scalp for the most part, rejuvenating your hair if you have any hair follicles in their pores where the pores are clogged and the hair is not growing that well. So it's not like Rogaine and going to give you miracle hair, anything of that sort. I don't even trust those things anyway, and I heard bad things about those, but I guess everybody's different. Their mileage varies. This is not doing that. What this simply is allowing the hair that you do have to actually grow, and it works. I know that it works, and like I said, I've used it before. Obviously the other brand, Simford, but it's the same active ingredient, which is what I searched for to see if there were cheaper versions, and this was half the price. So it says here, going into the ingredients here, you have fortified with biotin, which if I'm not mistaken is what that ingredient caters to your hair and nail growth, collagen, argan oil, peppermint oil, and tea tree oil, which I know peppermint is supposed to help those kind of things as well. Scalp soothing formula, washes away dandruff and revitalizes existing hair growth. So that's important to know for all hair types. It does actually work. But like I said, it's not a miracle grow. It's not going to give you hair that you don't have. If you're bald, I wouldn't suggest getting this. If you have a little bit of thinning hair and you're not really just bald in a specific area, but it just feels like your hair is a little bit thin, it could be that over years your pores get clogged and they aren't being cleaned out, because none of us know to clean it out, and using shampoo is not cleaning out your pores necessarily. So that is how this essentially works. Taking a look at this, because I don't know this, because the product I had before is just a one-piece product. So this says, as the conditioner, fortified with Moroccan argan oil, biotin, coconut oil, avocado oil, apple cider vinegar, collagen, aloe vera, and peppermint oil. So some of the same ingredients, but I don't know. The carbonic acid is supposed to be the main ingredient in these things in general. So I'm going to assume that if this has both, is in both, and I don't know. I'll have to read the instructions in terms of if it does, how that works. Visibly fortifies thinning hair, helps decrease hair breakage, and restores elasticity and moisture. So once again, it's enhancing the hair you already have. It's not giving you new hair. What I'm going to do is hold these things up here so you guys can see. You can pause that for yourself and then read those. I'll put this one a little bit more up front. And I'll put this one up front as well. And you guys can just pause that and read that for yourselves. And I want you guys to just kind of take a look at the instructions as well, really quick. Now, I'm not going to read through all those. You could pause and read for yourself, but I'm just going to read a little bit from this one real quick. It says, wet hair and apply shampoo, work into a rich lather, rinse and thoroughly repeat your hair with feel soft and smooth and silky. It says for external use only, use directed as avoided concept. Encourage stop. However, if irritated, persist, consult. So one thing that this one doesn't say that the Simford says, so this is going to be a true test to see how it works. And I will provide updates probably in the comments after I use it to get a sense of how well it works. I'm going off the basis that it's working the same way as Simford, but it's half the price. Now, one thing that the Simford said was use it, I think it was every 3 days or twice a week, something of that accord, because it knows it's a very strong product that can it starts damaging your scalp if you use it too much. This is not saying that. And the reason why, to me, that might be a little something just to I got to test it out and see, is because if it works the same way as the Simford, then that's great. You're getting it half the price. That warning of the Simford also is what allows you to know that it's working to a degree. Why do I mean by that? Because it's clearing out your pores. Maybe this is a lower dosage, so you're able to kind of do it more often because it's got mixed other ingredients as well, which rejuvenate the hair. And in that case, that's not a problem. I don't recommend washing your hair every day anyway, because that dries out your scalp. But I want to give just kind of little reference to what this stuff does and how it normally works. Carbonic acid, at least from the way my understanding of it was when I purchased the Simford at the time. So if you remember those commercials, it was called Lime something, with the guy who used to do the OxyClean commercials. But he also started doing this Lime something, and it was like almost this thick green cleaning agent that they would use to get rid of which they would say like lime and like shower debris and things of that off of, like, say, pipes or like your shower head. And he'd use an example. He'd fill up a clear bowl, so you can see the product was in it, like a clear glass bowl. He would hold it up to the shower head and dip the shower head in it, into the bowl of this cleaning agent. And what it would do is would make the shower head, which had lime on it and shower scum and debris and whatever case is all over it, would go away. And it would also make the shower head flow better, because the little holes on the shower head would now be unclogged from, maybe water coming through and then like getting that buildup of like scum from the water being on too much, maybe like rust or things of that sort, and it would get rid of that. That's essentially what carbonic acid is doing and what Simford was doing to your scalp for your pores, which it may sound over the top and too strong. That's the reason why I would always tell you don't use it too much. You only use it like 3 times, once every 3 days or every 4 days, something of that sort. So you knew it was like it was a cleanser, but you don't use it all the time. Similar to the way people use acid. If you guys aren't familiar, they use a form of acid when they do like a facial cleanse. And that's why some people, if you've ever seen have them do that, they have almost like a burn to their skin and they got to kind of heal. It's like that. It works. It's not the kind of thing you want to do all the time, but it works. Now, this might be a less stronger dosage, so that way it does it over time. I don't know, but nonetheless, it's a more affordable version. So take that with a grain of salt. But off of my experience with the Simford, and let's assume that this is going to work in that same way, the results are actually real. They actually work. They rejuvenate your hair if you have some thinning spots, say off of scalp conditions, extreme dry scalp conditions or whatever, where your pores, probably you maybe put different oils on your head to kind of, moisturize your scalp, and then you were clogging pores and may not realize. This is going to help with all that. This is not going to help for people who are balding. That's a different thing. So understand that. But with that being said, you guys, like I said, links in the description down below. I definitely am going to recommend this product based off of me using the Simford and the fact that it did have a lot of people who purchased it. So I will follow up in the comments to let you guys know how this thing has worked after I get a chance to use it. And as always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.